Yeah.
Check.
Checking 1 2 1
Check.
2.
There we go.
Check.
I didn't just get louder for you, right?
Nope.
Good.
Same.
Okay.
Did not change.
Those are my headphones I'm hearing.
Those are my headphones. Damn it.
This is my time. Up there is our time. Down here it's Thursday.
That's good stuff.
Yes.
All right. Here we go. Everything's cued. Ready to roll. It begins in 3, 2, 1. Coming up on TMS, Facebook saved my dog.
Sonic is gross and dangerous.
Kentucky Fried Nudes.
That is no sheep.
Roger the Ripped is ripped. Or is rip.
Aw.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Making things with Bill.
Jury duty and more on this episode of The Morning Stream.
Children come and go in this hospital every day. The following scenes show some of the most common accidents that happen to kids because they did first and thought last.
The tender, tragic story of teenage sex, of parental neglect.
The morning stream, the morning stream, the morning stream, the morning stream, the morning stream.
Americans can be very useful. This is the Morning Stream.
The morning stream, the morning stream, the morning stream.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to The Morning Stream. It is TMS for Tuesday, December 11th, 2018. I'm Scott Johnson with Brian Ibbett. Hi. Good morning.
Hello, Scott Johnson. Happy Tuesday to you.
Oh, it is Tuesday, isn't it? Already feels like the week's going fast, and we're only the second day in. But I don't know why. It just feels like things are going fast. Man, my AirPods are just so jammed into my pocket that I feel like I've created a tumor in there. I've got to get them out. Hold on.
Pants pocket?
Got it out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not the AirPods individually, but like the
No,
little,
well, yeah. Well, that's a recipe for
my little package of mints
recipe
here.
for disaster.
Yeah. But that was jammed in there so hard that I was going to grow a third testicle. Anyway, we're back, everybody. It's good to be here. Thank you for joining us for yet another edition of everyone's favorite morning show that they don't know about because only about 30,000 of you do, but it'd be great if more of you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? That's a thing we'll do in the new year. I have some ideas on like a introduce a friend to TMS contest.
Oh, like a little program, eh?
Little bit, like a bit that we could do.
Bring a friend in, earn points on your next trip.
We're not going to make you record a video of them saying, "I can see why you like it."
Oh, that was fun. I miss doing those. We should do those.
I do too. We, there's been a couple people who've emailed me and said, "You ever bring those back? I've got some ideas."
Yeah, we ought to do one.
If there's,
We'll come up with something. We'll
yeah,
think of something.
again, New Year.
Yeah.
We'll focus on that.
We'll even name it. I can see why you like it. Oops, that didn't play right. Hold on. I can see why you like it.
I can definitely see why you like it.
I always forget about the definitely. I always leave that out.
Yeah, I can definitely see why you like
I
it.
wonder why I do that. Isn't that weird?
I can definitely see why you love the show, though.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a, not Mandela effect or whatever it is. Is it Mandela effect? Yeah, where like you think Luke said, or you think Vader says,
Luke, I am your father.
Luke, I am your father. And he doesn't say that. He says something else.
No. Right. Or play it again, Sam.
Yeah, which he never says. I just saw that
Nope.
movie. He totally doesn't
Did
say
you
it.
for not autopilot, geek, current geek?
Current Geek, yeah. Current Geek. Tonight we're doing what's the one? Frick. The Christmas one with Mary.
Oh, It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. We're doing that tonight.
Mary, want me to throw a lasso around the moon and pull the moon down for you, Mary? I'll do it. I'll do it for you.
I'll do it for you. Yeah, that's
Remember
the movie.
my old dog, Mary? I wrote a poem about my old dog.
I got a text from Tom last night. Says he enjoyed it way more than he thought he would. So,
Oh, good.
for whatever that's
Well,
worth.
it's a great movie.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And I think it appears in a lot of other movies.
Yeah, it gets referenced a lot. That's for
It
sure.
does.
So, and also I think a lot of other movies lifted
Well,
its
the other
ideas.
movies show clips of it, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
aren't there like a lot of Christmas movies where it happens to be on the TV and it affects one of the characters who sees it? And things
Yeah, it's
like
always
that.
the scene where the girl goes, "An angel gets his wings."
Oh, and I always thought it was the hello, Bedford Falls Savings and Loan. Hello, you old crazy movie theater.
Yeah, these are all truths. that we share on the show today.
That's right.
All right, so I got a funny, I don't know if it's funny, but it's kind of a cool story. My dog, we almost lost our dog, one of our dogs. Jim Raynor, the female dog, almost was lost and gone and done. And this happened Sunday while some folks were hanging out at the house getting some more flooring done. And the dog got out. Raynor got out. Okay. Mm-hmm. She bolted because someone left the door open. And so she got out of there. This has happened before, but usually she's just right out front. And I'm like, Raynor, get your butt back in here and she'll come in and it's fine. But they didn't see her go. Nobody know where she went. And so after about a half an hour, they started worrying. It's like, oh, did she get outside? Okay, I guess she did. So they went driving around. I wasn't there. Kim sent me a text and says, hey, we're trying to find Raynor. I kind of panic a little bit. I'm like, oh my gosh, do not lose that dog. Because she's kind of dumb when it comes to like, getting out in the open is exciting for her, but she'll get hit by a car. She just doesn't think about it.
What do I do now? Hee.
Right, exactly, yeah. So I didn't want her to do that, and I was freaking out. So Kim, they're out looking, hunting around, and Nick has this idea. He's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get on Facebook on I guess there's like a little local Daybreak, which is our area, Facebook group type thing. And I'm going to get on there and say, hey, if anyone sees a black,
totally frozen.
Skinny... Oh, am I frozen? Or are you frozen? Can you hear me?
Oh, now I can. There we go.
That was weird. I don't know what that was.
Wow, you totally froze there for a second. That's a weird
it was
situation.
weird. I didn't lose any frames. That was odd.
Okay.
Anyway, so he gets on that Facebook group and he posts, if anyone sees this dog, let us know. Mm-hmm. 2 minutes later, Nick's friend sees the post and also saw another post on the same group from a guy who lives across the way in the townhomes who says, hey, found this little black dog, name's Raynor on the tag. If anyone owns this dog, let us know. That was like 2 minutes later, he contacted that guy. So within the span of about 5 minutes, we found her. That was it.
Okay, there we go. Hold on. Everything from 2 minutes later to now.
What the heck?
I didn't hear because you were frozen. I don't know what's going on because I'm looking over at Discord and it shows video connected and all the bars are there.
Yeah. You're not breaking up for me at all. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, and I'm not losing any frames. I'm full speed ahead on this side.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't think it's either of us.
Something's jank.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I don't freeze. Like, am I just sitting here going?
No, you're good. You're good until you go, and you'll say I'm frozen or something. But you're not.
You are able to hear me do that.
Oh
okay,
yeah. You're not going anywhere. That's weird.
Weird. All right. It's who knows then. I don't even know.
Chat room says the stream's good.
Good. All right. So it's definitely feels like it's on my end, but I'm not seeing anything.
Who knows?
I was blaming Discord, but because I see the chat room keep going and everything else keeps going, it's really weird.
Yeah. Very odd. All right. Well, anyway, so the bottom line is Facebook saved the dog. I've never really thought of Facebook as a thing that could help me in a way that was meaningful. Totally helped to save the dog. Like literally within 5 minutes of time, like 5 full minutes, dog saved, done, finished, found her, brought her home, all as well. Without Facebook, would we have done it? No. What's my other choice? I have to use Nextdoor. That's a nightmare.
Nextdoor would be your other choice, and we all know the joys of Nextdoor.
Yeah, not into it, man. Not into using Nextdoor. I tried using Nextdoor. Everyone's too nice here. I can't. It's boring. It's a boring app where I live.
Well, that's what you want. You don't want controversy and anger.
But isn't that why people like that app? Isn't that why they think it's great? Is because you get all kinds of dirt on everybody or something?
Oh, God, no. It's mostly for, hey, Lost Pets are probably... I would bet that Lost Pets were one of the reasons Nextdoor got started. But I'm sure it's like... we're going to be having a bake sale at the church. Please come by and pick up some cinnamon rolls, or my daughter's going to be selling Christmas cookies or chocolates for her school thing. Can she come around to your neighborhood?
I like that you hesitated and you weren't sure Christmas cookies was the right way to go, but then you said,
"Well,
no,
I was going to say Girl
in.
Scout cookies, but I wanted to keep it festive. I wanted to put it in the here and now. I wanted to paint with the current palette of colors."
Sure. It's the holidays. Let's celebrate it any way we can.
Exactly.
So anyway, I guess Zuckerberg, I owe you one for that. You got your problems. You got your investigations going on. They found that leak of emails where you guys are just a bunch of money-grubbing bastards. But in this one case, you saved my dog. So thank you for that. I would have been very sad. I cannot tell you how devastated I would be if Rainer got hurt. I would be destroyed. Like, to the point I'm not even sure I could record a show that day. It would be that it'd be bad. Like, it'd be a national day of mourning for me. It would be really hard. So yeah, I'm gonna badmouth Facebook less, I think. Just a little bit.
Okay. All right.
Just this much. Because there's still things to complain about.
A little bit like your Facebook heart grew maybe 1.5 sizes larger.
Yeah, just a little bit, just barely. It's hardly even noticeable.
Not 3 sizes for sure.
It's not even measurable. It's just sort of just a little expansion, and they could lose it just as quickly, right? It could the next time I bump into some meme that's or my mom posting something. Can you believe this? And it'll be like some chainmail garbage. Then I'll go. My heart will shrink the other direction, and that's fine. I was in the pool. It was cold, so I had a little shrinkage. Brian,
It was cold. It shrunk.
I also want to give a shout out to my brother-in-law Steve. He is some sort of saw wood cutting construction lord. Without him, the flooring doesn't get done at all in this house. And I'm telling you right now, if I was doing this myself, I'd be like 4 planks in, and that's it. But instead, the entire front entry, the entire living space, and the kitchen are done. We finished the kitchen last night, moved the fridge, the stove, and the dishwasher out, put in all the stuff, came back with the big appliances, put them back where they're supposed to go. Like he's a genius. I don't know how he does it. It's just bam, 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 bam. And everybody's just listening, waiting for Steve to make the next call. He'll go, all right, I'm measuring this little bit here. 20 and 4/16. People are running around, cutting stuff, bringing things around. He's like the perfect foreman. We just were killing it last night. So, anyway.
That's cool. That's very cool. Well, I mean, we know he's a genius. I mean, your standing desk that he did is incredible.
Yeah. My whole studio he
Your whole
built.
studio, right.
Yeah.
That arcade machine that
that one's still.
Did you end up getting that quarter size or
Yeah, I did.
3/4 size or whatever it is?
Yeah,
How
I
is
thought
it?
I'd talk to you about it. It's only so it's just the 4 games. It's Joust,
It's just Gauntlet,
Rampage,
right.
Gauntlet, and Defender. And so they're 4 good games, but whatever. I only care about Joust. That's why I got that one. And it's fine. It's great. I think I want to hack it though and load it full of games. I think I want to do that. The problem is it's this weird. So the screen is this I think it's 17 total inches, and it's a 4x3 screen, which is fine. That's all good. But it's the part that's serving up the games is actually part of the screen. It's like a little bolted together kind of sealed steel box.
Oh, really? And that's got
Yeah.
that's what's got probably the Raspberry Pi stuff in it or whatever it's running off
Sure,
of.
whatever is running is in there. Plus, it's got whatever controller chip it's using to go out to the sticks and the buttons and stuff. So what might have to happen, because it's custom and not just some HDMI monitor, I may have to. I don't know what I have to do. I need to open that all up and see what's up. And there's already YouTube videos of people doing this, so I know there's ways to do it.
Exactly. Nothing.
Yeah.
They can't make it impenetrable, and they can't make it unhackable from the internet. The internet can get into anything and make it better.
That's right.
But what about the size? Did you get the riser for it, or
Nope, we just have a little
did you
stool.
just have it on a table?
Little stool,
okay.
yeah. It's too tall for a table, and too short for just standing. Unless you're a little kid. Little kids look like adults standing next to it, because it literally is a scaled down version of those old arcade machines. It looks, if you get a picture of it, you'd go, oh, that looks like a full size cabinet, until someone stands next to it, and you're going, oh, it's small.
It's perfectly, what's the word? Like proportioned. It's not, more short than it is wide in proportion to a real arcade machine. It's just like the whole thing just got put in the Willy Wonka send it over TV thing.
A little bit. It's 3/4.
Not quite that small, but
it's 3/4 scale, I guess. So it's what is that? That's, I guess, 3/4 scale. So it's literally that much smaller. But yes, proportionally, it's the same. The buttons are full size. The sticks are full size. So I guess those didn't shrink. But
cool.
it's all on the front. It's all Rampage art and stuff like that, because it's technically the Rampage machine with these other 3 games. I wish it was the Joust machine with the other 3 games, but I think what I'm going to do is use this as a test bed, tear that stuff out, put a Raspberry Pi in there with what's it called on there?
Yeah.
What do we call it?
RetroPie.
RetroPie. Put that on there. See if I can get that all rewired, and then see if that behaves well. And if it does, it'll give me some ideas for what we're going to do for that thing. Because Steve and I still are doing that full-size cabinet at some point.
So here's why it's super, super tempting. And I already have the cover case. It's like sitting right here. The one that Wood Whisperer and I worked on. Yeah. But they've got, Walmart has another one of those. Mm-hmm. And it's the Asteroids one that's got Asteroids. I can't tell what the second game is, but then Lunar Lander and Tempest. So it's actually got the knob, but it's like the cool vector display. $199.
Yeah, that's what I paid.
It's a really tempting price, you know.
I know that's why I did it, because if this thing had been like $500-600, freaking forget it. Like, no way. But for $200 for $199, it was
it's
like
hard not to. Yeah.
They have the Street
Havoc, which I don't recognize.
They have a Street Fighter 2 machine that's oh my gosh, I just realized. So I had this. Go ahead.
It does seem silly for me to get that when again, I've got a Tempest machine right here, and that would be, that's 1/4 of it that would be inferior to what I've already got. And then the Covercade has got all those other games on it, so it's really, it's I don't know, it'd be silly for me to pick that up.
Maybe you just won't be happy until you have a full arcade in the house. Maybe that's the deal. Think of it that way.
Yeah.
Full arcade.
But if I'm doing a full arcade, then I don't want full-size machine, 3/4 machine.
Yeah.
I'll wait until I can actually get a pinball machine. And again, I have to wait until the other side of the basement is fully cleaned out before I can even consider that. But that is, tell me, that is my absolute dream situation. My dream scenario is the other side of the basement here is 4 or 5 arcade machines, maybe an air hockey table and a pinball machine.
Just recreate your childhood in the back end of the room. Yeah. I mean, that's what I want to do in here when the kids aren't in here with me in this office, their desks and stuff. That whole end down there, I want to build 2 things. I want to build a little YouTube like video set, not necessarily for YouTube, but video production space, and then I want to have arcade machines around that could actually even be a part of what's being filmed in those spaces, like all game themed or whatever. Chat room, this screenshot is the Rampage machine. This is the one I got, and I'm very happy with it. So I have a couple of complaints. The button layout sucks for Defender. It's bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Defender.
You don't have it as the same.
No, it's terrible.
I guess that would screw things up for the other games on there. Sure.
Yeah. Now you have, it's fine, but you're just using you're using other buttons to where the other players would normally be, because it's a 3-player cabinet. And so the way Defender's just got a weird layout. It always has, and so it just tries to kind of rig it so it works, and it kind of sucks. I don't think it's great. So it bums me out because I really like Defender, but I feel like I can't play it right on it. Joust is perfect. Feels just 100% right. No problems with Joust. Everything. That's really what I've been playing on it. Gauntlet's fine. You can have it to 3 of you playing Gauntlet. That's pretty good. And Rampage is on there. And I'm not really that big of a Rampage fan. So you'd say, well, Scott, why'd you get the Rampage arcade cabinet? Well, because it had Joust on it.
Yeah, I was going to say, you really, technically you bought that for Joust.
Yeah,
If it didn't have the other games on it, you'd be a little bummed about it, but you'd still have gotten it because it's got Joust.
Yeah, which then is a stupid thing to think about, because then that means I spent $200 on Joust. If you think about that, that's really
not
dumb.
That's stupid, because it's the arcade experience. Playing that on an iPad or playing that on a computer with your keyboard, kind of blows.
Yeah.
You want, you got to have. I'll defend that decision to the end of time.
Yeah,
$200. If I didn't have a Tempest machine, I would have jumped on this Asteroids thing in a heartbeat.
Oh, for sure.
And I probably would have paid a lot more for it. I probably wouldn't have waited until Black Friday or until now.
Yeah.
At some point, by the way, I've got a little foot tall Tempest machine coming that I backed on Kickstarter.
Oh, right. I want to see how that is.
Yeah, they posted a new video of it yesterday. They've been working on making sure the controls has the right feeling of weight to it, and this thing looks so cool.
It's awesome.
They're really putting in the time to make it awesome.
Well, that's great. They do have that deluxe 12-in-1 arcade machine with riser.
Mm-hmm.
What's that got in there? How many games does that have? I see
That's gotta be a different
Centipede.
company.
No, it's still this one arcade one up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it says. Does it say? Walmart, your website sucks. It's really not great. It's a bad. Okay, here it is: Asteroid, Centipede, Major Havoc, Missile Command, Lunar Lander, Crystal Castles, Tempest, Millipede, Gravitar, Liberator, and Asteroids Deluxe. The problem is,
What?
oh, it does have
that's
a ball.
Like, that's listing two machines' contents, isn't it?
Yeah,
like I'm
pretty
looking
much.
at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, more than that, because this has the ball, so you can play things like Centipede and Missile Command.
Missile Command.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they must be. That's one machine that has all of that.
Yeah, one machine, and this
Oh
one's
wow.
3.
Yeah, because I'm looking at 3 different machines that they've got listed that have subsets of those games.
Right. It's also a shorty. It's a little one, but you can get a riser for it. $349.99 for that one. It's not bad.
That's not bad.
I mean, considering how many more games you get. But again, like in our mindset is, well, no, we're going to put a freaking MAME emulator on there and have 1,000 games on there.
Of course.
So anyway,
Exactly.
it's all good stuff.
Yeah,
But-
really. I mean, I guess the way to do it is by looking at the joystick configurations and figuring out which one would accommodate the most games. Because if you are going to want, if that one that's got a ball on it
Yeah.
also has a joystick and lots of buttons, it's
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, that would be the one to get because it's going to allow you to play the most games with the original kind of feel to them.
Yeah. So, in the chat room, Nomic in the chat says, "Wonder how the controllers are connected." Usually, with like the Raspberry Pi configuration, there are specific controller boards made just for this. I don't know what they're using in this thing, and that's the hackery bit. I might have.
Yeah,
to
but I
sort
mean,
of
the cool
get
thing
over.
about that is
Yeah.
you get one of those boards, and all you have to do is pop out whatever if their controls are incompatible with the Raspberry Pi. All you need are the holes for the buttons and things to go through, and you just put in your own buttons and joystick and stuff.
Which I have a few of those, so it's all good. I did decide. I made a major decision. Speaking of arcade games, this is good that we're talking about this. So I went to the University of Utah's EAE Play.
I saw
thing.
the tweets about that. They look cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. So this place is just chock full of students, and they're all making games. It's the whole department there, and so they've all got prototypes in various stages of alpha and beta to show off. And what they do is have this one day for a bunch of hours on that day. This was last Friday, where parents and friends and other students and faculty, whatever, everybody just crowds up there and sees what everybody's is working on. And they have playable stations for everything. Most of it's PC based, but there's a few that are based on other platforms. It's just that PCs, even console games get prototyped on a PC first anyway.
Sure.
So anyway, they're up there playing them. It's great. So crowded. It smelled like a big student union, and there was freaking kind of disgusting because there were so many sweaty kids there. But really cool games in development. Carter's got hers going. It's rad. All the artwork in it is hers. I'm super proud of her. It looks awesome. So she's got her thing going. Plus she works there, so that's fun. And then they had Doritos and Mountain Dew, which makes sense, right? You got the Doritos and Mountain Dew.
that's all that the vending machines should have coming out of them.
Yeah, and then this
Doritos
table,
and
they just had
Mountain Dew.
stacks of Mountain Dew and Doritos. That was like their thing. So we ate all those, and it was really fun. And but one of the areas they have there is they kind of have kind of like the Cartoon Museum did in Columbus. They have a kind of a museum, like a curated space of old stuff. So they have an original Pong machine and signed by Nolan Bushnell, like right on the side of it.
Yeah.
Donated to the place that
Alumni.
actually works. Yeah, exactly. He's an alumni of the university. Anyway, they had all of that. They had every console ever, every controller ever, all under glass with cool placards and all this sort of stuff. And after seeing that, I went, you know what I'm going to do? I've got this what is it? Moon Cresta machine. Oh, no. I'm sorry. It's a old Pac-Man machine, but it's a cocktail like bar style. Doesn't work. It's old as dirt. It plugs in and powers up, but nothing works. But I'm totally going to donate it, and they're going to put like a donated by Frog Pants LLC, Scott Johnson, and there'll be a little story about how what my dad used to do with arcades in the 80s and
That's
blah, blah,
cool.
blah. And they're going to put it there and have it as a little display.
A little, also with an explanation of what's an arcade.
Yeah. Help the kids understand. In fact,
Yeah,
I think
that's good.
Corinne made her class go to an arcade one day. They took a big trip to an arcade, like 100 students, because they were all like, "Man, arcades. That's what my dad played." Like they're super hipstery about how arcades are dumb. And she's like, you're missing out on a huge part of not just gaming history, but a huge part of why the reason you're playing games at all today.
Exactly.
So she took him, she carted them all off to this Nickelcade, and they played arcade games. And I heard from some of them, they were like, yeah, it changed my whole outlook. I couldn't believe how cool some of that stuff was. And I'm like,
can you imagine
yeah.
being a student at a school and having your teacher say, all right, today we're going on a field trip, we're going to an arcade, and anybody in your class having any sort of like, oh man.
Yeah, I know. Can you imagine that? I know.
I can't even imagine. It's like, yes. Can we do this all week?
Yeah. In what world are you disappointed that you went to an arcade?
Right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That's
and the
awesome.
school
That's
paid
so
for
cool.
it. Like it's all paid for, and like you didn't have to do anything. You just went and put, tokens in machines and played all day. Like it sounds like the most amazing trip ever. But anyway, it was really cool. Like I am so impressed with what they're doing up there, and I was dead set on not letting this arcade machine go to anybody. I was like, I'm gonna hold on to this till I'm dead because
the
this
nostalgia and the fact that it ties you to your dad. It's
right.
Yeah.
And I put
Somewhere
a lot
up
of time into that stuff back in the day, man. Played
somewhere
a lot.
up there, and I don't know if Corinne knows where it's at, but I sent her my old Sega Game Gear. That was the handheld. Yeah, Game Gear.
Oh, really?
Sent that up to her with some games. Yeah, for their museum.
I think I did see it. I didn't know it was yours. I had no idea.
Yeah.
There's a Game Gear there that's all like under glass with a thing and
There
stuff.
we go. Yeah. Is there a plaque? There's probably not a plaque.
I don't know. I didn't look very close at that one. I should have. Now I'm pissed that I didn't. I'll go back up there and check it out. But
There you go.
but
Carter,
yeah.
Carter's in the chat room. She could probably.
Oh yeah, Carter, can you tell us if that's?
Just look over to your right and see.
Yeah.
see if it's got a plaque.
She should be at work now. But I was so impressed, and also I'll tell you
That's
what.
really
There's a
cool.
lot of dad pride. She's not gonna like hearing this, but that's okay. I take a lot of pride in the fact that everybody I ran into there, they all would come up and go, "Are you Carter's parents?" And a lot of them already know Kim because she goes up there more often than I do.
Sure.
But they're like, "Are you Carter's parents?" Oh, we love her so much. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what was it even like up here before Carter was here. She hates that kind of attention, but she has this effect on people, and it made me happy and proud. So take that, Carter. Now go be embarrassed. All right, Brian, you got a thing?
Yes.
What's going
I
on
got
here?
a thing. So people who follow me on Twitter or Facebook probably already saw this today, but I posted a survey asking what your favorite Christmas song is and what your least favorite Christmas song is. And I'm not going to like sit there and look through my list and type out every effing Christmas song there is. So I went to a website that lists some radio station's website that listed the top 100 Christmas songs of all time. Copy and pasted that list. Guess what? That list doesn't include Carol of the Bells, Baby It's Cold Outside, God Rest You Merry Gentlemen. And what it really seems to be missing, that is the most egregious omission, is the Pogues and Kirsten McCall's Fairy Tale of New York. Which right now is I put in an other, so like people could write in their favorites. That is like currently the write-in favorite, and it's surpassing, write-in votes are surpassing votes for any of the other ones that were on the list. People love Fairy Tale of New York.
Hum me a little. Give me a taste of it. I can't remember what it sounds
It's
like.
Christmas Eve again in the drunk tank.
Oh!
Old man said to me, "Won't see another one." That's my best.
That's pretty good.
My best impersonation of the Pogues.
Yeah.
But here's the funny thing: that's it's got to be the only Christmas song that contains the F slur of homosexuals, like the F word that you apply to homosexuals.
I forgot
and
that
not
was
in
in
a
there.
and not in a cigarette context either.
Yeah, I like.
So you listen to these covers of it, and you've got to wonder: all right, are they going to use the correct? Are they going to use the actual lyrics, or are they going to change that word?
Yeah.
A lot of them change it to like blaggart.
Blaggart?
You cheap, lousy blaggart. Something like that. Yeah.
Okay. I don't even know what
Which
a
I think
blaggart
is also Irish or Scottish.
Oh, all right. Jeannie says it's disgusting. I prefer my Christmas music not disgusting.
Or blackguard, that's it. A scoundrel, an unprincipled, contemptible person, an untrustworthy person. Blackguard.
All right. Sounds like a
Which
drunk.
I guess if you're going to stick a word in there, because she's deriding him. She's not saying, "Oh yeah, you're homosexual." She's insulting him, and that would be an insult.
Yeah, we sound like old guys though. It's like, You know the F term for the homosexual.
I'll say shit on here without any sort of problem.
But you can say gay. You can say gay slur is what you can say.
I could say gay slur, but I wanted to be clear that it was the F, the gay slur that begins with an F.
Right. All I meant was you could say gay instead of homosexual is what I was saying. Because I think that makes us sound old. Because it's like
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like these you don't want to use the homosexual term for the F term. Like it's something about it makes me feel I don't want to apply this to you, but when I say it, it makes me feel 100 years old. So I feel like I have to say gay. I don't know. It's a minor point.
I get you.
So anyway,
yeah.
So there's your song. That's the one.
That might be the one. So I'm going to be using this. Oh, I also asked what everybody's least favorite. Actually, let me do a really quick refresh of the data. You want to see where we're at so far?
I'd love to know where the votes are. And also, why isn't Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time on there? Why isn't it there?
But it's called Wonderful Christmas Time.
Oh.
It's not Simply Having.
I was hoping you'd say it's not there.
So glad to see Christmas Baby Please Come Home, the Darlene Love song that she would come on to the David Letterman show every year, every Christmas, and sing that one live.
Oh.
Glad to see a lot of people casting votes for that one.
Nice.
Let's see here. With currently 56 votes, and people get out there and vote. I mean, there's 24 write-in votes right now, but 2 votes for Wonderful Christmas Time as the best Christmas song. Trolls.
They're trolling you, dude. You're getting trolled by your listeners. I'm telling you.
Total trolls. Let's see what we've got here. Everybody's Waiting for the Man with the Bag. Oh Holy Night. Christmas at Ground Zero. A lot of Weird Al people. A lot of people saying, where are the Weird Al songs? Because he does a couple of great Christmas songs.
Yeah, sure.
Carol of the Bells. Father Christmas by the Kinks. God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. Way in a Manger. Christmas in Hollis. A lot of people like the the Run DMC song.
I like that song also.
John McClane, this is Christmas music.
Yeah, totally. Is it is there a what was I gonna say? Any like old school like Frank Sinatra's version of whatever? Is it all just modern crap? Modern stuff?
Well, I'm not putting any performers. I'm just putting the songs themselves, because what I'm going to do is use this information tomorrow for Coverville. I'm trying to decide. Part of the show is going to be playing good versions of what people consider to be the worst Christmas songs,
right?
And I'm trying to decide if I should play crap versions of people's favorites to like balance things out. Like, I'm going to try and change your mind about your least favorite Christmas song with a good version of it, and at the same time, I'm going to change your mind about your favorite ones by playing.
Well, is there a good cover of Wonderful Christmas Time? Does that exist?
There are, yeah, there is.
Okay.
Let's see here. I actually earmarked it in my.
That surprises me to hear that somebody figured a way.
It doesn't feel as sparse and crappy. Oh, the Shins.
Oh, I love the Shins.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in then.
The Shins do a great version of.
Okay. Do the Shins have a whole Christmas album that I don't know about?
No, they contributed to an album called Holidays Rule back in 2012.
Poop. Okay, that's fine.
Yep. But
the
Jingle Punks did it. Bare Naked Ladies did a cover of it.
Yeah. Jeannie doesn't like Let It Snow. That's a good song, Jeannie.
Let It Snow wasn't even written in Christmas.
No, it's like Greensleeves.
It was written in the middle of summer because somebody was the dude who wrote it, and I should remember his name, was lamenting over the fact that there was no snow on the ground.
Foxy P. Horsesmith. He was the original.
Yes, that's right. Foxy P. Horsesmith.
I was really
classic Foxy.
Yeah, I always did. But listen, that makes me sad. She doesn't like that though, because it's a Christmas. It's a Christmas song. The only ones that aren't good are the new ones. That's all. It's fine. Anyway, what'd you say?
Make It So. Tully Zarell says, what about the Picard Make It So? Is there, just in saying that, I'm guessing there's a Picard Make It So, Make It So,
there
Make
has
It
to
So.
be. Has to be. Make It So. Christmas.
The burger outside our window.
This totally exists. Here, I'm going to play a piece. Here's a taste, yo. He's playing his whistle. Yep. Here, Chad, you can look at this thing.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. and sense we've no place to go. Make it so. Make it so. Make it so. Man that doesn't show signs of stopping. And I brought me some tea Earl Grey hot.
I love it.
That's great.
I freaking love that.
That's
my
so much
gosh.
better than the Picard version of "Baby, It's a Vacuum Outside."
Yeah, nobody wanted. Your eyes will bulge out of their sockets. Wow, that's great. I need to cap that out and use it this year. That's really good. I forgot that existed. I think I've actually heard that, but I'd forgotten it was even a thing. But
yeah, that's
so.
great. That's great. So if you haven't already participated in the survey, lots of time to get your picks in. Just go to my Twitter. I think it's the last thing that I've tweeted, or one of the last things I've tweeted. So
good.
Go
so
there,
there's a link.
Find the link.
Right.
I don't have a link, a tiny URL, anything set up. I should, but I don't.
Well, look. Why?
Too damn lazy.
Why?
Whatever.
Why do a bunch of extra work when? Oh, this is weird.
Chemtrails. People can find it. They can just go to my Twitter.
Yeah, that's where you can do it. You hear somebody, some cops threatened to arrest him the other day. Speaking of that,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
he was making some big deal somewhere, like freaking out in the hallway. I don't know what the deal was, but Alex Jones was freaking out, and the cops like warned him and says, "Dude, we're gonna freaking arrest you if you don't knock it off." So I don't know, that guy. He's always in the news. Always fun something going on.
How is this going to end? How is the Alex Jones saga going to end?
I don't know.
Is it with jail time? Is it with just some going postal in a public place kind of thing? I mean,
I think it's him.
don't worry. Do we need to just put him on watch? Just keep an eye on him.
I think it ends this way. He's in a chair. He's a grandpa. He's got a little grandchild on his lap, little girl. Her name's Susie,
right.
and she's on his lap, and she says, "Grandpa, tell me the story about the time when you were a huge dick constantly." That's how it'll go.
No, she's going to say, "Grandpa, tell me the things you like to do." And then he'll say,
I like to wait. He'll say, oh, God, I'm so slow on the uptake. Hold on. I like to. Hold on. He says, "Hey, Grandpa, what do you like to do?" Or no, "Hey, Grandpa, what's your favorite nickname?"
Mr. Penis.
Okay, Mr. Penis. What do you like to do?
I like to eat.
What else?
I like to too.
Okay. Let's see. I think you're weird.
They're going to burn in hell.
Oh, my gosh. Oh,
Excuse
geez.
me.
Okay. Gosh, dang it. All right. What's your favorite? What do you want for dinner tonight?
We're not going to have Pepsi with baby flavoring in it.
Okay. We don't have to have that. We don't have to have that. It's fine. What are you?
I'm a lover, and that's why I'm a fighter.
Okay. Great.
John FL 1968, my hero. He's officially hero of the day. Bit.ly/Coverville Xmas.
Oh, well, there you go. That's nice.
What's your feeling, by the way? What's your feeling on John and Yoko's Happy Christmas, Happy Xmas, War is Over?
Oh, I don't know. I can't.
Because before there was the controversy of Baby It's Cold Outside, there was the big controversy of Happy Xmas, War is Over, combining Christian music, Christian lyrics with Vietnam protest.
Oh yeah, I don't even know if I know it. I don't think I know it.
Oh, come on. So this is Christmas.
Oh, that!
And what have you done?
Another
year over.
I'll take that over I'd take it over Wonderful Christmas Time any day of the week.
Well, yeah. No kidding.
But I wouldn't necessarily say it's anywhere close to my favorite Christmas song.
Yeah.
If I had a favorite, what's my favorite? Boy, do I have a favorite Christmas song ever? I don't know if I do. Oh my gosh, I don't think I do. I think I need to get to work on what I think my favorite is because I don't know.
I need your survey entry as well. Come on,
Okay.
need your submission.
Great, Alex. What do you want to do?
I'm a patriot.
No, that's not what I asked.
All right.
Jackass. All right. Thanks, Grandpa. And that's the end of that story. Here comes this, everybody. So open your eyes.
This is your radio newscaster with another exclusive sensational summary of world and local events.
It's the news, and it's brought to you by
Grocery store sushi. It's what's for dinner.
I'll just say that when you're working on house stuff, you take what you can get. And sometimes it's crappy things from places. That's just the way it's been.
Just Grubhub it. Grubhub or
Yeah, but you don't want to look. It's already really expensive to put this floor in. You don't want to rack up $100 a day food bill either.
Oh, yeah,
You know
but
what I mean?
still, I mean, jeez.
Grocery store sushi.
I did sushi Sunday night.
Yeah, and it was good though, right? Good
It
kind.
was great. Went to my favorite local sushi place, which is Mika Sushi, $1 a piece sushi. Ever since their grand opening over a year ago.
Yeah.
And it's like good quality, and it's not like postage stamp size and thickness. It is like big, fat pieces of tuna and salmon and yellowtail, and
Sounds good.
and they do my favorite thing, which is wasabi wasabi roe. I think it's which ones are the really tiny fish eggs?
Not caviar.
No, but I mean,
the
it is
little orange ones, right?
Yeah, it's the little orange ones, and I can't remember. The salmon ones are the big fat ones, and I can't remember what the little small ones are.
Yeah.
They'll do those, and then they'll crack a raw quail egg on top of it.
Ooh, what's that taste like? A quail egg?
It tastes like awesome, is what it tastes
Does
like.
it really? I would
Yes.
think it tastes like dirt and forest or something.
No, it's really good.
I don't know why. All right. Well, anyway, that's what we've been living on.
It
Desiree,
is roe. I'm just trying to remember what kind of roe it is. Anyway, go ahead.
Desiree in the chat room, Rainbow Bright says, "Ain't nothing wrong with grocery store sushi." I agree if it's the right grocery store. Like
If it's the right grocery store.
Yeah, the one Nick works at, they make it fresh every day. They go nuts with it. That's not what we had because we were closer to another place, but they make actually good sushi or decent rolls, I should say. It's not like
Sure.
It's not like that dude in that Netflix documentary, but it's good. What was the name of that guy? Larry remembers.
Euro dreams of sushi, but it's Jiro dreams, but it's pronounced Euro.
Gyro's dreams of euros. Something like that. Sounds good.
Right. Papadopoulos dreams of euros.
There you go.
That's what
Nailed
it's
it.
called. Yeah.
Here's your first headline today. Sonic. It's the burger drive up. Sometimes they bring it to
it's
your
one of those two
window.
guys that are always there, that were briefly replaced with who was it? Sofia Vergara. No, who was it? It was
two ladies, but I don't remember who.
two ladies. One of them was 30 Rock.
Blonde.
Jenna.
Yeah.
Well, Jenna was her character on 30
Jenna
Rock.
Jameson. Nope.
Jeez.
Jenna.
Anyway.
Fisher. Nope.
Yeah, Ellie Kemper was one of them, and the other one was God. What's her name from?
She was also from
she
Ally
was on,
McBeal.
Ally McBeal. Jane Krakowski. Thank you. Ellie Kemper and Jane
Krakowski.
Krakowski. Replaced those two guys for a little while, but hopefully those two guys are back. Anyway.
Yeah.
Sonic.
Anyway, Sonic. So here's what happened.
Steer off into a different direction there.
Yep. Sonic employees have been arrested after an 11-year-old kid found ecstasy in their kid's meal. That's not good. Sonic employees were arrested after a family discovered a ecstasy pill wrapped in their kid's meal. Manager Tanisha Dancer, age 30, Jose Molina, age 22, and Jonathan Robertson, age 35, were arrested Thursday after an 11-year-old found this thing. It's a little blue pill. It was ecstasy. All confirmed. The 11-year-old daughter was opening the hamburger for her 4-year-old brother. It was a kid's meal, says Police Chief Henry Fluck. Not kidding.
Oh.
I wonder when his mom would be around when she was older, if he'd go, Mother Fluck, come to the room, enjoy time, come sit with us, Mother Fluck. Anyway, this says, when she opened the wrapping, she noticed the pill. Being an 11-year-old, she asked her parents if this was candy. Family brought the meal to the police department, which identified the pill as the drug ecstasy, or MDMA, as some of the kids call it. Actually, that's just I think that's the technical term for it. Anyway, drug causes brain chemicals dopamine and serotonin to rise, making people feel giddy, emotional, and energized. Fluck told CBS Austin that Dancer had an outstanding warrant for violation of parole and was carrying 3 pills of the ecstasy, the same type, the same size, the same markings were found inside the hamburger wrapping, unquote. Not cool, man!
No. In other news, the drive-through at Sonic is now going to be 3 times longer.
No kidding. Oh my gosh.
At least in Taylor, where is this?
Justin Taylor Thomas.
It's the Taylor Police Department. Taylor, Texas. Oh, Taylor, Texas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it Taylor, Texas? Yeah, it's near Austin.
Taylor, Texas. Mm-hmm.
Well, good luck to the Flux, and may the
How
Flux...
many have people not found? Or I guess it was probably just dropped in there accidentally. Like, has anybody seen my ecstasy pill?
Well, that's the thing I always think, because I don't think people give away. It's expensive. If you're like a total, even if you're not a junkie yet, and you're just having a little recreational
No,
fun. It costs
but
you
I
money
could
for those
see-
pills. Why would you give that away?
I could see somebody just using the Sonic as a means to sell it. So basically, yeah, let me get a hamburger with 2.5 times the special sauce, please.
Yeah.
Oh, 2.5 times. You sure 2.5 times? Yes, 2.5 times. There's like that. Like it would have to be some sort of like, the finger aside the nose order situation.
Sure, custom order. I want a animal style.
Order off the menu. Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Actually, that's a really good point. I bet that's what's going on here, and that would be a pretty good distribution system
That would be, yeah.
if you hadn't screwed up.
Okay,
and put
that
it in
will
the kid's
be
meal.
$34.99 for your for your meal.
Nailed it.
Your hamburger meal, please.
Another news: ex-Miss Kentucky. She was Miss.
Xmas? I like a good Xmas story.
Yeah, a
around
good
this time of
Xmas
year.
story. You bet. Bet you're taking Jesus out of Christmas once again with Xmas. Anyway, ex-Miss Kentucky. She was so she'd have been part of the Miss USA deal.
Sure.
She was charged with sending nude photos to a student.
Oh, great.
That's no good. Former Miss Kentucky, who is a teacher now in West Virginia, has been charged with sending nude pictures to a 15-year-old former student. News outlets report that 28-year-old Ramsey Burse was arrested Friday and charged with 4 felony counts of distributing or displaying obscene material to a minor. The criminal complaint says the student's parent informed authorities of the lewd pictures. I love the word lewd. Lewd is great. Sent by Burse that were found on the teenager's phone. The unidentified parent said Burse had been the boy's teacher during part of his time at Andrew Jackson Middle School in Cross Lanes. Let's see.
See, and this is let me just draw your attention to the fact that here's how they sensationalize it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, she's a former Miss Kentucky. Oh, and she's sending nudes.
Yeah.
But really, the headline should be teacher charged with sending nude pictures to one of her students.
Yeah.
Really is what it should be.
Yeah, that's true. Now,
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Oh, she just happens to be an ex-Miss Kentucky, but come on
Right.
now.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say, there's a photo here. It's fine. She looks like she's in cowgirl regalia.
It's like Demi Moore.
Yeah, a little like Demi. Well, that's true. But something I noticed here. Now I don't have these, but my mom has them.
Uh-huh.
She's got one of those little dangly bits in her pit there. Do you see that?
A little skin tag.
The little skin tags. That's what they're called, skin tags. And I just wanted to point it out. There's no reason. It's fine.
Only you could find a way to body shame Miss Kentucky, Scott. I'm going to express my outrage on the internet.
I think she's done that herself with her
that's a
behavior
good
here.
point. I wonder if
Anyway,
she sent him a close-up photo of her skin tag.
there is no gross. There is no. See, she was a crowned Miss Kentucky in 2014. She's still in her 20s, so this wasn't like forever ago that she was Miss Kentucky. So I could see why they'd bring it up, but that would be a little bit like. That'd be like, okay, if tomorrow. I know it's not quite the same example, but if tomorrow, let's say Jimmy Carter ran out in the middle of the street and threw eggs at a cop. The headline wouldn't be old man
shambled slowly out in the
yeah.
middle of the street and threw eggs at a cop.
But if they did that, the headline wouldn't be old local man throws eggs at a cop. It would be former President Jimmy Carter. So I this is a lower level of that, but I can see why they'd bring up the Miss Kentucky thing.
Yeah, but I mean, first and foremost, he's a student because she's a teacher.
Yeah.
He's not a student because she's an ex-Miss Kentucky. It's like, let's the actual. Let me figure out the way that's different than Jimmy Carter. We all know Jimmy Carter, and that's probably the big part of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't all know ex-Miss Kentucky.
Right, but you wouldn't say. Let's see. I'll have a better example. Tom Cruise. And I got a better one. What's his name? I forgot his name.
I think you got to do this as somebody who's, like known for something, but not a household name like Tom Cruise.
Okay,
or
I
Jimmy
got it.
Carter.
I got it.
All right,
Kid
okay.
from
Like
Game of
Department Store Santa. Fondles.
No more. But I got a better one. This is even worse. All right. So the guy who used to play King on Game of Thrones, he was King Junior Kid. What was the kid's name?
Joffrey.
King Joffrey. That kid is retired from acting. He doesn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
So right now he's a college student.
Oh, let's
So
be careful.
this
We
would-
don't want to get any slander, cease and desist.
But this is what I'm saying. If somebody said, if he went out and did something dumb like this, you wouldn't say local college student did a thing.
All right, I guess so. I mean, I just feel like again, his name isn't a household name. Is Gleason, I think, right? Something David Gleason.
Daniel
Gleason or something like that.
double not Joe.
It's not Jack Gleason, is it?
No.
I keep thinking Jackie Gleason.
It's not Jack. Is
Honeymooners, but his name isn't Jack Gleason. Anyway.
Oh, it is
whoever
Jack
this-
Gleason. It totally is.
Is it Jack Gleason? Okay.
Yeah.
If I was telling my mind that wasn't right because Jackie Gleason, you're just thinking of Jackie Gleason from The Honeymooners, Brian.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It says here an Irish-born actor, a former actor. He's done. He's out. He's like, I don't want to do this.
By the
anymore.
way, for remembering Gleason, I think I can be forgiven for forgetting Dean Kane's name earlier in the show or
Yeah.
whatever I forgot yesterday.
Yeah.
But he's still a recognizable. Well, all right. I mean, I don't know. It just feels like if he left Game of Thrones and became a teacher,
Yeah.
and then sent nude pictures of himself to a student,
You'd still
that would
say
be-
the kid
you'd
that was
still
King
say
Joffrey.
Joffrey.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would.
You
All
would.
right.
Even if it was a whole ton of years later, you'd still do it. And in this
Yeah.
case, it is because she may not be well known to you and me because we could give two poops about the Miss USA pageant, but to some people, I just don't blame them. I don't blame them.
Here's what makes it different.
Yeah.
Here you go.
All right.
Because as ex Miss Kentucky, she's not, her role as Miss Kentucky did not include the care and enlightenment of a group of children like a
Yeah.
teacher does.
Yeah.
The fact that she was a teacher is the more flagrant violation. for
I
her doing
completely agree. I completely agree with that.
And I actually, to be honest, I would find that more sensationalistic a headline to say teacher sending nude photos to student as opposed to woman who walked across a stage in a pageant send nude pictures
But
to a
I
student.
have a feeling that if this article did do what you're saying, let's say the headline was teacher does
charged
this.
with- yeah.
I'll bet as we read down and got to like the second paragraph where it says
I said, they buried the lead.
we would
She's
say
a
they
former
buried
Miss
the lead.
Kentucky.
Yeah. I think we would.
The
we
world
would.
will never know.
We'll never know because it didn't go that
We'll
way.
never
And
know.
in some other dimension that happened and our doppelgangers with mustaches totally reacted that way.
Yeah.
Let's move on to this one. This is not good. This one. A kid accidentally brought a blow-up sex doll to school to a school nativity play. This is no good. Brian's got one of these back there. Where is she?
I do. Yeah. It's you can't see it now. It's behind the Tempest machine here. I'll try
Let's see if we can get a little angle on it there. Oh, there she is. There she. Oh, she is really jammed up in there.
She is. It looks like she is, but she's really not. Like there's a lot of room between the Tempest machine and the wall. But
Okay. Yeah, it's an optical illusion. Oh, your gauntlet looks so cool behind you there.
oh
Brian-
yeah, my Infinity Gauntlet.
Brian has a lot of cool stuff hanging around.
I do. Let me get everything back the way it was.
Pretty awesome. Anyway, so here's what happened. Last Thursday, Scotland mom was embarrassed when she realized she had sent her 5-year-old son to the nativity with a sex doll. Helen Cox, I'm not going to say anything about that.
Come on now.
age 46, says she purchased the blow-up sheep at...
That's what I was visualizing Mary sitting there. Well, she's singing Christmas carols, Mom. She's going, oh, Gloria.
Well, it says here...
The blow-up sheep.
Oh, my gosh. Oh,
You can
that's
buy
funny.
anything on Amazon.
You really can. Got it back in November without realizing what it actually was until her son Alfie was sent home from school because of it. She says, I just can't believe it. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. How am I going to explain this to his teachers? The mom of two said, I have no idea if they've seen it was a sex toy, and that's what they sent home. I'm mortified. Cox says she was confused when Alfie got in trouble for leaving it at school. When she got home, she realized the doll, which had been listed online as LaBreeze Kids Boys Brown Shepherd Costume Inflatable Sheep Nativity Fancy Dress Outfit, unquote.
Oh, that makes it so much easier to find.
Right, yeah, rolls right off the tongue. Had a large... Here, this is my favorite part of this article. Had a large hole in its bottom, along with painted-on eyelashes and red lips. So it's some freaking... What the crap, dude? Amazon, get your poop together. What are you doing over there? All right.
LaBreeze Kids Boys Brown Shepherd Costume Inflatable Sheep Nativity Fancy Dress Outfit.
Yeah. It's what's happening? What's going on? feel like we're having a stroke with that title. It's awful.
Ask for it by name.
Oh, all right. We're gonna take a break.
I mean, I'm looking at this thing, and
Yeah.
I'm even looking at this. It's like I would not have. There is nothing about that.
No,
that would.
it doesn't jump
entice
out.
me
Is
enough
anything wrong with it? Look at it. It's fine. There's the little kid. There's the sheep. It's fine.
I mean, there's a lot wrong with it, but not in a sex toy way.
No,
just in a basic sheep anatomy way.
Oh, they have a link to the Amazon listing. Let's see.
Do they? I thought they pulled it.
Oh, never mind. This is just some fatherly.com gear tech review.
Yeah.
They must have pulled
way
it.
to fish people to your site, fatherly.com.
Yeah, good job, fatherly. It's not very fatherly of you at all. Taking a break. When we come back, Bill, jury, and more. So come on back for all of that. Brian, do you want to give us a song break here?
Yes. Oh, dude, I'm so excited about this because, one of my favorite albums, and it was one that I hooked you up with too, was an album by a band called Phases.
Oh, I love them.
Led by Elizabeth Berg. This is, since then, I've been, kind of keeping my ears out for something that feels and sounds the same and just is like as good. I found it. I found the closest thing I found yet. This is a band called Secret Treehouse. They are a Norwegian pop. They call them a Norwegian pop orchestra, but they're a band right there. Band. Don't be fooled by the word orchestra. These guys are awesome.
Yeah.
This is their first single from their new album, which is going to be coming out January 11th from Secret Treehouse. The new album is going to be called The Big Rewind. Again, coming out 1 Earth month from today. And the music video for this is going to be released later this month. But in the meantime, enjoy the song. It's called Fear of Frogs.
All right, here it is. We'll be back in a minute. Stay tuned.
You've heard Mike and the group talk of toking up a joint. You know it means smoking marijuana. Mike is more experienced than you in the ways of narcotics, but until now he has never suggested that you toke up together.
I need to be loved. Love me.
Tonight, romance. Tomorrow, remorse.
Or another Saturday night at
Ibbot's house. Bing.
The morning stream. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
We're back, everybody. Welcome back.
I guess the phrase is just like a Saturday night at Ibbot's house.
Just like, well, I don't know. Now I'm wondering if I've Mandela affected that. Who knows? Punishedprops.com's own Bill Duran heading in. To give him a chat, see what's up with him and his life. If I could only find... Oh, I was going to play a new Bill thing. What was I going to do here? Oh, yeah, I found it. Okay, I'm going to play this one. Here you go.
But Bill just isn't thinking about danger.
That's true. Bill, are you thinking about danger?
Constantly.
Oh, that's good, I think. I don't know. You should always be safety first, right? That's what you're saying.
I work around a lot of spinning machines.
Yeah.
So none of my hoodies have drawstrings in them. I pull them all out.
Yeah.
I don't want to get my face pulled into a lathe.
Sure. Have you
So, yes,
have you ever
always thinking.
Yeah, we've been cutting a lot of flooring and wood and trim and stuff here at the house, getting this floor stuff done. And as we're doing it and we're using the saw outside, there's a table saw and they got a jigsaw for some of the weird corner stuff and all that. And I got to thinking, has Bill ever, I was just going to ask you this today, have you ever like cut off a phalange or done something gnarly to your hand or your eye or anything weird like that? Like, I mean, you maybe even told us before and I can't remember, but anything like any gnarly stuff ever happen?
No, I have, I shouldn't say this out loud. I've actually never got stitches before.
Whoa, that's pretty good.
I can't believe I'm saying this out loud.
Yeah, I say that in
I've never written one of these letters before.
I say, okay.
I'm just saying that because later today I'm probably going to have to get stitches.
Here, by the way, I got to tell you something funny. I'm not making this up. In fact, chat room, I'll show you so you can see that I'm not lying. I was looking at a blank web page because I was about to open something up to Punish Props, and I didn't plan on this. But when you said I've never had stitches, immediately a tweet from Ryan Reeder, friend of the show, showed up, showing that he has just acquired Cuddle Bear Stitches in Heroes of the Storm. I just think that's funny because the timing couldn't have been better. So well done. Nice job on that.
Okay.
Anyway, Bill's here from punishprops.com. And of course, as always on Tuesdays, comes here with advice, tips, ideas for those of you out there who might be maker inclined. You want to make something rad? Well, a beer-filled Bill is here to help you. Bill, tell us about your beer. I mean your ideas.
Well, last night I had a delicious bourbon barrel aged beer that was really good.
It's a lot of bees.
Anyway,
okay.
I made I put together a Pit Boy, another one. I already have one.
Whoa!
I got another one.
Whoa! Now, is this based on is this an updated design based on the new 76 game or no?
It is. It's the Pit Boy 2000 Mark VI, made by the Wand Company and put out by Bethesda. And they went a really cool direction with this one. They made it into a kit. So when you get it, there's a box. You open it, and inside are Pit Boy parts. And you've got to put it together. And it's awesome. It's so much fun to put together. Even if, of course, I modded it and painted it. I'll get into that in a minute. But even if you didn't do that, it's just a really fun build. Everything's held together with screws. You don't need any glue or anything. You even get your own little Vault-Tec screwdriver, which is very adorable. Borderline useless, but very adorable.
Nice.
So that's what I did. Of course, we have a video up on our channel. But I hope more video game companies do stuff like this. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty rad. Now, do you, whenever you see one of these come out, does your brain immediately go, how could I add a rustic finish to this? Or how could I take this and tweak it? That's interesting.
How can I put lights in it?
Yeah.
How can I put more lights in it?
Yeah.
How can I put even more lights in it? That's usually where my brain goes.
Very nice. So does this screen do anything on this one, or is this not? You don't slide your phone into this or whatever.
No. So the one from Fallout 4, which I also got, they designed that to work with your phone, so you can put your phone in.
Right.
It connects to your PlayStation or whatever, and you can stab at your wrist and affect the game, which is a cool idea. But in practical use, if you're holding a game controller, right, it's way easier to go Pit Boy button than to go and try and. It's kind of unwieldy, right?
Yeah.
So it was a fun idea, it was a neat novelty, but the new one doesn't have a phone slot in it.
Yeah.
And I'm totally fine with it. I did my own thing to the screen. So I replaced the screen. They just had a static image where their screen was. I replaced that with a glowing electroluminescent panel. And then I put a transparency over it. So it's got that green, old computer glow.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. By the way, I love the packaging on this thing. It feels like a 1950s retro Art Nouveau thing. It's totally nailing it, man. It's so cool.
Yeah, they went all out. The box, I can't throw away that box. It's so cool.
Yeah.
This big red box with clasps on it. I'm gonna figure out a way to turn that into a display for it. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm skipping ahead in the video here and seeing where you're doing the electronic bits.
Yeah.
That always freaks me out because that's the part I would probably get wrong if I was doing this.
Lots of trial and error.
Sure.
So one of the cool things, since it comes in parts, I painted mine before I put it all together. So I didn't have to mask anything. I just laid all the parts out and I said, these will be green, these will be red, these will be metal. And then I just airbrushed paints on them, or you could spray paint it, and then I let it dry. And then I put it together. And it was super, super easy. Yeah. So the customizability of this thing is through the roof.
Yeah.
If you want to do some crazy, I hope I see people do some really cool, crazy paint jobs.
How heavy is it? Is it heavy? I can't tell. Looking at your arm,
not,
it seems like there's a little weight to it.
It looks like it would be heavy, but it's
It's not too bad, but if you wore it on your wrist all day, you would not appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super cool, and I see your old one here. That one's pretty rad. Oh, by the way, still one of my favorite things in the world. Can't clear my throat to save my life. Is that I have a Nuka-Cola you made for me. It's one of my favorite things I ever got. I still have it right over here. It's just sitting here chilling. Oh, it's so good.
Oh yeah, you haven't drank it yet?
No, I think it's gone hard. I think it went solid. Yeah,
solidified in there.
Yeah.
It's no
that'll
good.
happen.
Yeah, no, that's super cool. That's one of the aspects of of your maker world that I've always been fascinated with. It's like an idea of, it doesn't all have to be stuff you're making from scratch, that you're cutting out of foam, that you're making out of silicone or whatever. Sometimes it can be, basically it's a mod. Like you're modifying a cooler thing, or a thing that's already cool, and you're making it cooler and putting your own spin on it, and everybody might want to treat it differently. Some people may want to make it look shiny and new in a way that it doesn't already. In your case, you want to make it look weathered and used, and that's a different approach. Like that's stuff any of us can do. You know, we don't have to be artists or perfectionists or whatever. We can just make something cool out of what already exists.
Yeah. I hope someone tries to put a Raspberry Pi in this thing. I bet there's room.
Yeah.
To put a full-on real, like a touch screen on it, and an LCD touchscreen, and a Raspberry Pi. I already had like an EL panel that I actually got from my old Pip-Boy, but I ended up putting in this one. But I'm really looking forward to see what other, like how far people can take this thing. Yeah. I put a Bluetooth speaker in mine too, which is kind of cool. I found out you can get really tiny Bluetooth speakers, so I mashed one in there. There's so much you could do, and it's crazy cool. Yeah. I do recommend you use your own screwdrivers. The ones they give you are pretty pathetic. Yeah. So go clawing through your tool drawer and get some real screwdrivers to save your wrists. But other than that, man, it's such a cool kit.
Yeah, it's a really neat kit. Even the screwdrivers look cool in there. Yeah. They're just not, well, they're
like
just...
I'm keeping them. Yeah. I'll never use them.
Right.
But I'm keeping them.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
It's a super fun project. It's actually on sale right now. I don't have a dog in this race. I don't have an affiliate or anything, but ThinkGeek is selling them for $100 right now.
No, that's
so
worth it. Yeah, that's pretty good. They the game itself is also crazy on sale right now because I think it's not doing all that well, but no doubt.
Another quick recommendation. Spirit Halloween sells the Fallout 4 Pip-Boy. It's not a kit, but it's still pretty good, and it's like $30.
Oh, that's not bad.
Again, like the options are out there to just buy a thing off the shelf, give it a paint job, and then suddenly it's amazing.
Would you recommend if somebody hasn't done this before? Would you recommend they go out first and get like a cheap Nerf gun or something? Try, learn some of these techniques, apply it to these plastics. Kind of figure out your stuff before they go and shell out $100 or more on a thing like this.
Maybe, or just get the $30 Spirit Halloween one and just practice on that. The best thing about doing a paint job mod is that if it's terrible, then you can just spray paint the whole thing gray again and start over.
Nice.
Right. You didn't see anything.
Well, this video is up right now at punishprops.com, so you can go check that out. And I just watched most of it, and it's rad. And people in the chat got to see most of it as well.
So,
yeah,
I want to thank you for making me think of my 3D printer just now. Because I decided, I've been printing something this morning. I should see how it's going. And I pulled up the screen to see, I get a little webcam showing how the print is going. Glad I did because...
oh, no.
It's apparently been dragging around this big white ball of goo which separated apparently from the build plate.
Nice. It looks like taffy. Nice.
It does look like taffy.
Just tell people you were 3D printing some taffy. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm going to mail this out to somebody. Hey, how about some taffy?
Yeah, have some taffy. Well, thanks for being a patron. That's all good and well, but Bill, you always leave us with a little something else, a little tasty treat there at the end of the thing. What do you got?
I do. I'm going to drop a link in the old chat there.
Yeah.
This is a dude named Luke Goodman. He runs a channel and website called Out of Darts, and he does Nerf mods. Yeah. Speaking of 3D printing, speaking of Nerf, that's exactly what he does. I got to visit his shop down near Portland, Oregon last week.
Yeah.
He has like 25 Prusa Mark III printers in his garage printing
how
Nerf
many?
parts. Like 25 of them.
25?
A farm of them going all day, every day, just printing Nerf gun parts.
Yeah.
The video I dropped, if you look up Out of Darts on YouTube, you'll find his channel. Not satisfied with a Nerf dart holder or a Nerf gun holding, 10 or 20 darts. He built a backpack.
Oh, wow.
that feeds thousands of Nerf balls into the back of it.
That is so cool.
I got to play with that thing. He has a Nerf dart that a gun he made from scratch that he sells that will shoot 20 darts a second. It's just a hose. It's insane.
No, wait, are these actual darts? Are these balls? They look like balls coming out of there.
Yeah, those are the Nerf rival balls.
Oh, okay.
The rivals are the more competitive ones, and let me tell you, they hit hard.
Oh my gosh, look at that, dude.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's actually you can see in the video the stuff from the balls, the what do you call that? The foam is actually kind of shredding as it leaves the thing. Like it's creating a big dust cloud of shredded foam. Wow.
Oh, that's insane. That's
that
great.
Looks like a pain in the ass to reload though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go pick up all your balls.
Oh, he actually found this. There's a thing you can get to pick up rocks. It's a wire basket, and you roll it.
Yeah.
And if you push it through the yard, it'll pick up all the Nerf balls.
This guy.
Still something you'd want someone else to do, but
I feel like he's
a lot better
really
than picking up one at a time.
feel like he's really into Nerf stuff. Seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm bummed that he's not shooting directly at the camera here at the 2-minute mark.
Well, Joel, the 3D printing nerd, Joel Telly, we filmed a video down there and we shot Nerf. The reason I know they hit real hard is because I was holding the camera when Joel shot it.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for another video to watch, go over to the 3D printing nerd channel and watch that video. You won't see me getting shot because I'm behind the camera.
Yeah.
But I got shot.
Yeah, of course you did. Did you get one in the noodle? They hit you right in the noodle there?
No, in the my hands were holding the camera.
That's no good.
It looked like that toy room fight scene from Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
There you go. Terrible.
Anyway, outofdarts.com is his website. He sells all that stuff. So if you want to get into Nerf modding, he's got a book on it and everything. He's like the guy for Nerf mods.
Yeah.
And I recommend you go check it out.
Your source for Nerf ballistics. Bill Duran, everybody. Chinbeard on Twitter, punishprops.com. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next week, man.
So long.
Bye now. Oh, I should have asked if he was going anywhere for the holiday. I assume he's not. All right, shall we call Justin,
Right.
or do
one
we
more
just...
week with him before next year?
Yeah, no kidding. Justin R. Young. Oh, that's right, because New Year's Day is a Tuesday. So is Christmas Day.
Christmas and New Year's. So.
Yeah, we're not doing shows those days, guys. That's just the way it's going to be. I hate to break it to you, but that's just how it works. All right, we're going to play this. Check this out. Oh, wait, he's not here yet. I'm not going to play it till he's here. Oh, now I hear him. I hear him now. Here you go.
These are their stories.
Oh, I'm terrible with names.
Justin Robert Young. How's your volume today? How you doing?
I don't know.
Oh, you sound
How
great.
is it?
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, you sound good.
Yeah, coming in just right the first time. That's fantastic. Hey, look who it is. It's everyone's favorite bearded friend from way over in Oakland, California. It's Justin Robert Young joining us now live on Tuesday. That's what he does. It's good to have you, man. How have you been?
So, number one, it's been a little bit because of some things got jumbled around this morning where I was able to kind of listen to the show.
Yeah.
I believed I was having a stroke when I was listening to you guys record and you plugged a song and then you didn't play the song. And I wondered whether or not I blacked out. Now, for the podcast listeners, it's not going to make a lot of sense because I'm sure you heard the song, but it took me probably way longer than it should have, like 10 minutes to realize, no, I hadn't blacked out on my feet and then come to right as you guys were coming back from the song that you had plugged, but rather, I guess, is it a copyright thing?
It's a Twitch thing, yeah.
Twitch is coming down on music stuff. The bunch of new rules.
It's only on the VODs though, right?
The VODs and that's kind of the problem. And Brian, while he has legal rights to all of this stuff, like he always has. The YouTube was really the first big booger about it, and now Twitch is enforcing it more.
And I don't care about Coverville VODs. You know, if you don't see Coverville live, just go to the podcast. But we have a big crowd that checks out the VODs on here on YouTube.
Well, but don't they just blank out the song? I mean, because I'll usually play copyrighted music as I'm.
They used to just mute it, and now Scott's gotten a couple like little slaps on the wrist or taps on the wrist. Not a slap, but
mostly
a tap,
just
a
like
gentle...
a notification. Yeah, it's like,
hey, FYI, just like female presenting nipples on Tumblr.
Yeah. Yeah, basically that. So I figure better safe than sorry. Plus, I mean, as much as I love playing live on the show, the 400 or so people that are here live, are not. This doesn't diminish them at all. They're my favorite people in the world. They're the tip of the spear. But it's 30,000 downloads later, so I have to. So we make sure they're covered. The podcast stuff, zero problem. It's there. But both YouTube and Twitch, with some of their new leanings, are happier that we're doing this. So we're just adhering to the system.
I didn't black out, and I don't have to go see a doctor today. So that's good. That's good news for everybody.
Oh, that is great news. Great news.
Yeah.
I'm always happy to hear you didn't black out.
Yeah.
We talked.
Well, not that time anyway.
No, not that time. So
there was many other times that I have blacked out, but for various colorful reasons. But
you haven't poop fainted in a while, right? That's been a long time.
No. That was one time
Yeah.
that happened, but I'm glad it will live forever.
Yeah, I'll never forget it. It's one of my favorite things
Nor
you ever
should
said.
anybody. Yeah. Very important lesson to hydrate when you're sick.
Yeah, when you get the flu, drink things, not just alcohol. Turns out. All right. Hey,
I'm not drinking alcohol while I was sick with the flu.
Well, I don't know. I just, you kind of subsist on the stuff. I don't know. What do I know? I don't know how drinking works.
Now I'm the hurdy-gurdy man, just ambling his way through the streets.
What's the hurdy-gurdy man? I don't know what that is. Should I know what that is?
It's the guy who plays the organ, like the organ grinder dude, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know if I've impugned the hurdy-gurdy man.
I just think of it as a Donovan song that the Camper Van Beethoven covered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hurdy-gurdy man.
I think it's a famous painting, which is where I got the reference from.
All right.
Because I took an art class once. Look at me, fancy pants McGurdy.
Fancy pants
Yeah,
McGurdy.
I don't know if the hurdy-gurdy man's supposed to be drunk. So, but please, those would be probably the most colorful letters that come from this segment that get sent to Scott.
Well, actually, the hurdy-gurdy man.
Hurdy-gurdy man.
Yeah.
That he's indeed clean and sober as a priest on Sunday.
Yeah, we'll get hurdy-gurdy emails, I promise. We always do.
Mhm.
I mean, it's not that we always do. We just always get emails about such things. I mean, we're still dealing with people on the ma'am and the mum thing. It's still a thing. People are still emailing me or tweeting me about it. And there's still controversy. But I have full-on conceded the crown.
You have capitulated.
Yeah,
Yes.
you won. You were right about that. There's just way too much evidence in your side, and I'm good. I've moved on, but still getting the emails, still getting the stuff. I don't know. It's people just catching up.
It's because it's because you went you went to the mattresses on it. You were very you were all in, and also the fact that I think that the backbone of why people are fascinated by it is the reality that you painted is a more fun one for us Americans. Like if it is not just a regular world, like it's more fun for us as cousins from across the pond to imagine that police officers are calling each other mom. Like that's like a really funny idea. And so I think that's why it became so fascinating.
Yeah, I agree. I still would highly recommend that series. I really enjoyed it.
That was great.
Yeah.
It was really good.
It has some issues, but it's not perfect by any stretch, but they got toned down real good, and I enjoyed the run.
Yeah, like any show that ratchets tension that far, I think it's very hard to land it.
Yeah.
And I think that Bodyguard kind of maybe suffers from that a little bit. But by that point, it's like you've done 8 episodes of literal edge on your seat craziness. And I think
it's forgivable that the ending isn't 100% satisfying. I'm not sure it ever could be. But anyway, that's how that rolls. Hey, you and I spoke on text earlier about what we would possibly talk about today. Yeah. And there's always politics. There's always, hey, did you see the so-and-so trailer? There's all those things that we sometimes talk about. However, today, perhaps, is the day we discuss instead the issue, the very controversial issue of, baby, it's cold outside. And whether or not these radio stations that are banning it, some reinstating it, people freaking out on both sides of this. I had a big, not a row, but we had an argument with a bunch of families sitting on my kitchen floor putting wood in. That's not a euphemism. We're putting the floor, making floors.
Putting wood in.
But it came up there, and there was a lot of sort of disagreement about whether or not it was is an offensive thing or not an offensive thing, or if people should just live with it. whether it's a thing of an older time and we should be quaint and cool with that or not.
Well, here, let's go ahead and bring in this conversation based on the conversation that you were having. So what were the battle lines with your family last night?
All right, so I can't remember, it was Kim's dad or somebody says, so did you hear this deal with the radio stations? They're refusing to play that baby, hey baby, I'm cold outside. He didn't remember the name because he's not good at that stuff. And I said, oh yeah,
it is a funnier song if a guy is locked out.
Yeah, it is funny. Hey baby, it's cold
Right,
outside.
yes.
Let me in.
Hey,
Wilma, let me in.
And the lady's just dithering.
I kind of
Some drinks.
I kind of love that idea, but yeah, he was confused by that. But I knew what he meant, and so I said, "Oh yeah, there's some controversy." He goes, "Man, are people just going to make a big deal about everything? Can't we have something with just somebody doesn't get offended by it?" And I said, "Well, like I said, you understand their point of view. The point of view is that, at least from a lot of female points of view, it's a very kind of," and I said this to him, which is unusual because I wouldn't like use these kind of terms in front of Kim's dad, but I said, It's a little rapey, I said to him.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, I don't know. I mean, it came out in the 50s. I went, well, people were raped in the 50s.
Yeah.
They get also...
It was in
40s, actually.
Repeated rape-free decade that we hear in the media. Nope.
No.
Fake news.
Yeah,
They
fake
do
news.
happen
It turns
then
out
too, yeah.
people were raped in the 50s. Turns out people have been kind of raped for all of human history. And I was kind of having this conversation, and I wasn't really taking a big stand or anything because, honestly, I'm kind of the opinion of, okay, a piece of culture exists that's sort of dumb. Let's just get over it, and who cares? Like, I'm not really that worked up about it. But I found the ensuing conversation that happened after that about, is everything going to be offensive at some point? And I don't care what people do with their... It all evolved into, I don't care what people do with their lives as long as they don't tell me what to do, and that sort of thing. I'm like, well, nobody's telling you what to do. Go buy every version of that song and play it nonstop 24/7 until Christmas if you want, was my point.
Yeah.
My larger point, though, was, or at least I hope I got this across, was, isn't the idea meaning how you raised your daughter who I married, but I didn't really say these words, isn't the idea that we should, if we find out that let's say an entire demographic of people just are very uncomfortable with a thing, why do we want to add to their discomfort and make them feel worse by dismissing it outright, is what I said, or what I tried to convey.
Yeah.
And I just got a lot of quiet moment, and nobody really knew what to say. And then the saw started, and somebody said, "Okay, 23 4/16 inches," and then we were back to the usual.
My guess is that somebody saw this point as like oh boy, it's gonna get rough. Quick, come up with some measurement, shout it out so somebody cuts something.
Yeah, maybe
All
it
right,
just kind of bummed me out.
Then let me ask you both this, because the news peg nationally and internationally really has been that a station in Cleveland pulled it, a station out here in California pulled it, and I think the CBC or one of the CBC stations pulled it up in Canada. Now, the Cleveland one did reinstate it, but let me ask you guys, do you think that was a good or bad decision?
I think that if I was the station... If I was the station and made the decision to pull it, I would make that decision so that I could just take it out of the equation. Now, I realize that for some people, it just puts it into the equation. But I would not want to deal with it. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to run my programming, make my advertisers happy, have the day of Christmas music without a bunch of stinkamarole, and I would just pull it. So that would be my reasoning for pulling it in the first place. It wouldn't be because...
All right. So
You'd be pulling it not because you agree with the reasons for pulling it, but just to keep the controversy out.
Yeah, I would be in avoidance mode because I'm trying to run a business and I don't want the flack. The problem is that you pull it and it immediately creates flack because the other side sees it as you kowtowing to, social justice warriors or whatever their terms they want to use.
Or that it is, all right, and actually here, we'll get into another defense of it that isn't just, SJW cucks are ruining everything.
Okay.
Right.
But
and I don't pull it, by the way.
Okay, yeah. So that's who because we're not talking about politics, which means that Brian gets to talk during this.
I keep up with music. I don't keep up with no, I do keep up with politics, but I feel like I feel like I get educated in this.
You would not pull it. What are your reasons?
I would not pull it because I feel like it's a questionable. I mean, it all centers on that one line. Say what's in this drink, right? That is the line, the specific line that's got everybody in an uproar. I mean, there's questions about the whole feel of the song.
You could throw in what's the point of hurting my pride, or some of that where there's a little bit more expectation driven. Do this because
right.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not saying I'm bolting the door and maybe it's cold outside.
No, but she does. She has a question about. Yeah, you mentioned the thing about her drink. There's that. It's not a music video, but there's that live performance of it that exists.
Yeah.
And it's old.
You mean that original, right?
Yeah.
The original film.
And he is just reaching over, grabbing her knee, and she's constantly moving her knee away, and it looks like he's just always trying to grab ass her, and she's trying to always get away. So I think there's some of that in there, maybe.
It's an unfortunate thing that was written at a time when flirting like that was commonplace in film and wasn't a situation of no, get away from me, and no, I insist, I'm gonna kiss you whether you like it or not kind of thing. But it was just the playful, like His Girl Friday, or even going so far as like the David Addison and the Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd stuff from Moonlighting.
Yeah, it was in terms of popular culture presented as a mating dance. Right?
Exactly.
There is a performative element to this that demonstrates that everybody is into it by way of these societal cues.
Exactly. And I think it needs to maintain its place as a snapshot of that being a moment in time, or a style of presentation, a style of acting and singing where there was this flirt thing going on back and forth. I understand that phrase, and it is. I mean, a lot of it does focus on that one line. Say what's in this drink is being, he put roofies in there and he's gonna take advantage of it. It's also could be just like, oh wow, this is strong.
That also I don't know if that particular move was necessarily what we understand it to be back at the time that it was written.
Right.
I don't think that dosing a drink quite in the way that we understand it as shorthand is what that.
Well, it may not have been roofies, but he may.
Well, I mean, everybody was putting.
Here's the non.
Barbiturates is the only word I want to throw out real quick. The 50s were all about barbiturates. What are those? It's basically Valium, Xanax. They were putting them in drinks.
Sure.
I don't think it's any different.
You smash something with a mortar and pestle, you can put anything into a drink.
I'm not saying that it was impossible to dose a drink in the 1950s.
But it wasn't.
What I'm saying is it was not. It was that if you look at popular art at the time, the phrase "say what's in this drink" is more, hey, I'm doing something that is out of line for my normal behavior, and I'm blaming it on what's in my hand. It was more of a Dean Martin-y kind of a like, what'd you put in here, Joe, the bartender? Like alcohol? Haha. Anyway, vote for Ike. So here's the defense. The defense of the song is that it is for its time a fairly woke song. That this is about a couple for whom are at a point in their relationship where they're unmarried and want to spend the night together. And this is their internal negotiation on her saying, well, it's my reputation that gets destroyed if I don't come home tonight.
Yeah.
And it's yours. You have less in the game. And he's more like, yeah, but we both want it. And that's what the back and forth negotiation is. There seems to be at least enough historical evidence to say that. But like any art, you don't get to determine how society looks at it. So even if you can say this is actually about a changing time, and since we are living in a changing time, maybe there's a reason why we should be more interested in it, and maybe there is a baseline reason why we are, that it's not the most cynical definition of it, which is, this is rape culture and a drink dosing in action, and we're all singing happily about it.
Right. I just, okay, so my take is also, this is an additional bit, is it even a Christmas song? Like, it's just...
Oh, it doesn't mention Christmas, but then again, Jingle Bells was written about Thanksgiving, so we don't really care about that
Oh,
stuff.
I didn't know that. Jingle Bells is written about Christmas, or about Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Oh,
no
what
mention
fun
of
it is to
Christmas.
ride
It's
one
just a
horse
one-horse
sleigh.
open sleigh. It just happens to be,
Okay, so like that, and the Winter Wonderland. What's the name of it? What is it?
Winter Wonderland is,
Yeah.
I don't think that one mentions Christmas. Let It Snow doesn't mention Christmas, obviously, because that was written in the summertime.
Yeah. I don't know. Like,
Although, by the way, that is the hottest take of them all, which was somebody put in. I saw on Twitter that just remember that all your favorite Christmas songs were recorded by people in flip flops in July.
Yeah.
Normally, when those albums are made,
In the heat of the Brill building with air conditioning on.
exactly, which is really why that is the hottest "Baby It's Cold Outside" take ever. Is that it's not really cold outside.
Yeah.
And this is a total gaslighting.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like people just need something to argue about. And on the one hand, this is what conservatives think liberals do, is ruin some old song they thought was traditional and fun, and now it's ruined. And on the other hand, liberals think conservatives ruin their coffee cups by stating that, Starbucks cup isn't festive enough, or it's no longer Christmassy.
Yeah.
So if they're gonna, so it's just this dumb thing where they kind of, and both sides do it. I hate both sides arguments, but both sides do it. They create something out of a bit
sides, Scott.
Many sides.
There's good people, bad people on both sides. Both sides right.
Yeah.
Both sides wrong.
Yeah, but many
Many
sides.
people.
And they do it, and it sucks. So if you don't like it, don't listen to it. Here's my libertarian coming out. If you don't like that song, don't listen to it. If you find a station that plays it a lot, change the station. Also, if you're listening to the radio,
but that is the argument for pulling it, like you made it before, is the station's response to that. If they get a bunch of complaints saying, "Yo, what's up with this song? 2018, my dude.
Yeah.
Why don't you pull the rate jingle?" And they're like, "Oh, geez, okay." Well, they pull it, and the next thing you know, it's international news that they are the cucks of the moment, and they're like, "Uh-oh, now all of a sudden we have all these complaints saying that we pulled the song," and that's a sign of an oversensitive shift in culture. So now we're gonna play it again, and then I'm sure they're gonna get dunked on.
Well, here's what I also know. Here's what I know. Most of our music today, completely customizable and untethered from the restrictions of terrestrial radio. So that's one thing. We're moving in a direction that takes this all out of the equation anyway. Because at some point, it won't matter what some local station's playing because nobody listens to that anymore. That, I think, is already happening. So we're already making a molehill mountain thing happen there.
No. We certainly just want to, this is, you are absolutely right. This is something that we are inventing because we want to fight with each other about something.
Yes,
Right,
absolutely. So, and then my second point with that is, so we're already kind of doing that now. My second point was, what was my second point? My second point was, I forgot what my second point was. Here's my second point. I just think that even in the case of the radio station, there are almost always 24/7 music stations that play nothing but Christmas music during the season. That's who's affected by this. This isn't like the local alternative station who's like, yeah, every once in a while we're going to stick Baby It's Cold Outside into our mix of, Green Day and freaking Smashing Pumpkins. They don't do that. This is exclusive to our local station, which is called FM 100. They play nothing but Christmas music during the season. They're famous for that. That's like their yearly take. That's what they
their
do.
thing, yeah.
And so that's who's having to make these decisions. So it's already in a very niche place anyway. Nobody's being bombarded with the song, and nobody's missing out on not being bombarded with the song. It's just either happening or it isn't, and it's a stupid thing to argue about. So that's my libertarian view is let the market sort that particular one out. If the station wants to take the risk and is not truly afraid that they'll lose listenership, because they probably won't, because they're the only station in town playing music. And again, for that subset of people that are still listening to radio and not making their own custom Christmas list somewhere else, it's just a whole lot of poop about poop. And I noticed that last night. It was like This has been my stance the entire time. But as I'm listening to them have this conversation in my kitchen, I'm like, there's no way this affects you the way you're all talking about it affecting you. There's no way. No way it matters.
I think that again, we are enmeshed, and all veterans deserving of pensions and benefits of the culture war, which has raged for decades now, and we will continue to fight it on the front lines in our living rooms and kitchens and online forums, and probably until the day that we die, because that's our lot in life. We really want to dictate, by way of popular culture, what morals are eroding and what morals are strengthening and what direction we're moving and whether or not it's a long-term gain or a long-term loss. So, that's just what it is. I do want to say that there are a couple of their songs that I do think should merit
way more offensive. Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
I love the song. I think it's a beautiful song. But I think that the argument over the Pogues' Fairy Tale of New York, which definitely drops a very loud F slur that rhymes with maggot, is probably something that is a little bit more. It's supposed to be a drunk couple arguing. Whether or not you want to include that level of obscenity in your Christmas tidings,
yeah.
I guess salt to taste. But
hey, Brian, sorry, real quick, Brian, how's the voting on that one? Is it still ahead?
Still way up there, yeah. So I have a survey going on right now, Jury, for favorite and least favorite Christmas song.
Okay.
Because I'm going to use that as the basis for tomorrow's Coverville, playing versions of the top and bottom songs.
Yep.
And let's see, 7 votes for Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Currently in the running of non-write-in votes, but with write-in votes included, Fairy Tale of New York, easily people's favorite Christmas song.
What are you going to do?
I mean, it might be the best original, Christmas song that mentions Christmas. But, look, I think that there is, to me, at the very least, there's not a lot of a biblical scholar interpretation like I gave for Baby It's Cold Outside, citing historical norms decades ago. I think we kind of get the context of that he's a cheap, lousy, whatever. That hasn't really changed since the point that song was written to now. But here's the one that I will say is the most offensive.
Okay.
And it's hard because it's a real banger. Do they know it's Christmas?
Listen, there are no trees, no rivers, and no joy in the entire continent of Africa, and that's what I learned from that song.
And the only bells they hear are the clanging chimes of doom.
Yeah,
it is the most. It is. If you were to make a museum wing for off-putting white superiority disguised as charity, that would be the song that would play throughout the entire exhibit on repeat over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I mean,
the greatest gift they're going to get this year, Jury, is life.
If you give money, if you shave off a part of your whiteness so it might really become the snow that they don't have in Africa. There'll be no snow in Africa this Christmas. No S.
Yeah.
Bono.
Yeah.
Suck it.
Yeah. I'm never a big
Although it is, I'll tell you what, that breakdown though is maybe one of my favorite melodies in all contemporary Christmas.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's the melody's fine.
So good. The melody's such a banger. But oh my god, it just, for whatever reason this year, maybe just because it keeps coming up on these playlists that I put on around the house, but it has graded me on a level that it has never graded on me before. And I think that for whatever, I mean, I don't know. That deserves to be taken off radio stations before maybe.
Yeah, well, that and the Wonderful Christmas Time needs to go. We've all agreed on that before.
And I'll give you this. I loved that song when I was of the age because it had every single one of my favorite artists in there. It had Simon Le Bon and Paul Young and Phil Collins and Bono. At the time that it was released, it was like,
thank God it's them instead of you.
Exactly, but it was like
what is that? Who thought that was a good idea?
12 courses of dessert. Now, what's offended me about that song are, well, it's 10 years later. Let's do it again with the current lineup of pop stars. And the most recent one, I think 2015, I think is the one that came out, and it's like Coldplay and Janelle Monáe and Kylie Minogue and but Bono always brought back for that one line.
Oh yeah, he always brings them back.
That is more offensive. The fact that they did it again. In
Yeah.
2015.
Yes.
Like
I mean-
that they did. Hey, just write a new one where everybody gets together. Like their songwriters still exist. You can still write a song about Christmas. You can still write a song about the spirit of giving and and always giving to those less fortunate. That is, I think, a universusly understood and appreciated holiday time message.
That's noble.
You don't need to just slander. It's a diss track to Africa. As disguised of, oh, well, here's our money.
Yeah. No, you're right. The chat room reminds us. Somebody said, "Isn't that?" I thought that was Bob Geldof. Nope, you're thinking of "We Are the World." And here's the thing.
No, Bob Geldof and Midge Ure were the guys responsible for.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But he's
And
also
Midge-
"We
and
Are
Midge
the
Ure
World"
from
guy.
Ultravox.
But he's also the "We Are the World" guy, right? He did that too.
No, that was Quincy Jones and that was Q. Who else? Who was working with him on that?
Well, all of it's beside the point, because here's what I'm going to say about it.
Yeah.
That's what this is. This is another one of those. And I don't like those because they feel pandering and weird, and I don't like it. And the idea that, we got Michael Jackson and freaking, I can't think of what
Kenny
else.
Rogers.
Kenny Rogers. Everybody in one room to do a
At least
thing.
We Are the World. At least We Are the World is like, hey, we're all in this together. Let's all lift each other up. And it doesn't like single. I mean, like, imagine if you wrote, if there were a song about like, Jerry is poor and he got divorced. He hasn't been happy in over 14 years. He's kind of fat and he's letting himself go. We need to give him something more than the blow that he snorts. Give Jerry $5. Like that's basic. Extrapolate that to an entire continent. It's not to say that Africa doesn't have its problems. Certainly anybody who's kept an eye on international relations knows that for a fact. You just don't need to bring out Simon Le Bon to point it out.
Yeah, and my point is that people that complain, people that like YouTube collabs are basically saying they like those two songs. Because that's what they are. They just didn't have YouTube then.
That was the Avengers before the Avengers, right?
You can't lump it in with it was like a Marvel team up. It's getting to see Spider-Man fight alongside Doctor Strange and that sort of thing. It's like, I like that, and I like this other thing, and here they are together.
Yeah, no, it's like saying I like PewDiePie and I like Markiplier. Ooh, they're playing Fortnite together. It's the same.
Okay.
It's the same.
Yeah. No. I think that you guys are both right. Yeah, because there's that visceral excitement of like two great tastes that taste great together, and then you multiply that by so many more for both those songs. And I think, I don't know, "We Are the World." I don't think it's necessarily the best song ever written, but I think it is at least aged better to me than "Do They Know It's Christmas?" Mostly because it just seems so suffocatingly insular. And maybe look, and that was Bob Geldof's point, was like, no, look, I'm trying to raise money from British people. I'm trying to speak to British people to give money. And here's how I know that British people give money. If we make them feel as guilty as possible that they are literally killing Africa, if they're not ponying up a few pounds right now. And that's my job. My job was just to make a hit song where people would cough up cash and we'd get it to the people that needed it. Is it maybe an indelicate tool to do it? Sure. I'm just saying, get it off my goddamn playlist.
All right, I think you summed it up nicely. I think that's the show. I think that's our whole interview right there in a nutshell. Well, who knows what'll happen to Baby It's Cold Outside? My guess is nothing. We'll talk about it next year. People will be fighting about it again. It's fine. Whatever. Go waste your time on that,
by
America.
the way, as far as Baby It's Cold Outside goes, so this has been a recurrent yearly almost topic on the Jury podcast because I have a fascination with the song long before this current controversy. But we got
hipster
an email of all emails on this.
Yeah.
Last week.
Pro or against?
It is pro. the email writer remembers very fondly his 90-year-old grandparents singing it to each other. He's a conservative Christian. Him and his wife also love the song, and they following in that family tradition, like singing it to each other. And then it takes a turn, and I won't for fear.
The email takes a turn.
Oh boy, howdy does it, Brian. Let me just say that it involves language that I would not repeat on this show.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And involves personal, intimate details of their intimate lives and how they intimately not only read into the song, but cites them greatly.
Please tell me they changed the lyrics to "Baby, it's moist inside."
Ew.
To be honest, that is a crude joke, and it does not even come close to the level of particulars and vulgarity that is contained
Really?
in this
Okay.
email. That begins with, as conservative Christians, we love this song for wholesome.
Oh, weird. Are you telling me that, wow, weird. I can't believe that somebody would even, like, maybe in their Twitter profile, exclaim their Christianhood and maybe even have a little scripture.
Oh, no,
John,
no.
something.
There was nothing that I find hypocritical to their religious stance, at least from my outsider perspective. I think if anything, it reminds me of, there's a classic Onion column of extolling the virtues of abstinence until marriage, with the promise of just no holds barred, just viscerally graphic depictions of the sex that you will have once your union is blessed by Jesus. But
Wow.
it is more along those lines. I do not want to in any way slander the author, and this is really where I'm going to entice people to go ahead and give it a listen. This was the last Thursday's episode of Juries. When I read the email, there's a bonus episode that is currently in the feed that came out the day after, because on our call-in show, the Friday Hype Train, the wife called in not knowing exactly what was written in the email. And I had to explain to her what was in the email. It is well worth listening if you want something a little bit more lighthearted on the "Baby, It's Cold Outside" take.
Okay.
So I would entice people to go listen to the Jury podcast.
Wow, this is a very good commercial for that show, actually. I'm going to have to listen to this episode. So it's already aired? This is when did this happen?
Yeah, this was last Thursday's episode. At the end of the episode, we read the email, and then the bonus episode. In fact, you could probably just listen to the bonus episode because I read the email. Just know that there was a previous episode where I read again, because sometimes I pre-read everything and sometimes I don't if I'm like in a hurry. And so I just put this email in the doc and I got halfway through just because I read the beginning of like,
I do this,
tradition.
Sure.
You know, we're a conservative Christian family. I'm like, okay, good. I always like to include that point of view because we don't really get it a lot amongst my audience. So I was like, okay, awesome. I'm excited to put that in there. And then, man, did it take
it's not quite the same, but last week, the thing I do with Kim now, the Skim show on Thursdays, I had a similar thing happen where the first paragraph of the email I read, and I went, oh, this is perfect. Whatever the rest is perfect. This is perfect.
Yeah.
We'll just read it on the show.
Yeah.
Put it on the show. I get halfway through, and it's all about how someone died after all the happy stuff. And it was about one of your kids dying, and it was like, oh my gosh, what have I done? Like I gotta read more. I gotta read through this stuff more. In your case, it sounds like a happy accident. In my case, it was,
no. Believe you me, I think that was one of my favorite moments. Just because I think there's even a moment when I'm reading it the first time, and I'm just like, it just kind of keeps going down this very bawdy erotic road, and I'm just like, I'm like, is this the same email? Did I like copy and paste like two different emails like on top of each other? I was like, this one just keeps hitting the gas, doesn't it?
No kidding.
And when was this episode? When did you do this?
Thursday.
Right?
So
Thursday. Okay, I'm gonna go look for it.
This was the Thursday episode, and then the Friday episode. There's the I think it's called the phone call, is when the wife calls in not knowing exactly the contents of the email or how much everything was shared. But I would highly recommend folks go ahead and get it. And if it's anything like my audience, I think This is the last frontier of missionary work.
Yeah.
It's, going into podcasting and talking about all the wild sex you'll have if you have a conservative Christian marriage.
Yeah, no kidding. That's gonna give some people some real hope. Justin R. Young on Twitter.
That'll put butts in pews.
Yeah, that'll fill some pews. Anything else? Justin R. Young on Twitter.
Here's the last thing. If you want Night Attack merch, jury merch, politics merch, or Death to Mayo enamel pin, and you want to get them shipped before Christmas, you got someone in your life you think it'd be a great stocking stuffer, think it'd be good, it's good for you, you want to treat yourself to a little Christmas spirit, then head on over to stickers or DIAF.com. Get your orders in this week, because that's the only time that we can guarantee it with regular shipping to get there before Christmas.
Nice. Baby, it's merch outside. We'll see you later. All right, Brian, we've done it. I was just noticing, someone in the chat had mentioned this, the YouTube Rewind. You know they do the YouTube Rewind every year.
Yes.
8.3 million downvotes. Something
I
happened.
watched it because I heard it was bad.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get a quarter of the way through it. It is so cringy.
What is it? Is it just is it bad stuff? Or?
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be like this whole thing of like, here are all the things that happened this last year. And basically, the things that happened this year are Fortnite, mukbang, K-pop, and every person you're currently sick of and that you click, I'm not interested in this channel on YouTube, makes an appearance.
Wow. And it wasn't, as part of the complaint is like YouTubers that are actually some of the biggest numbers getters didn't get showcased or something? That was part of the problem?
No, it was the fact that that a lot of these, some of the biggest ones did. And I think the reason it's getting so much hate is because whether you like one or two people in there, there's probably a dozen in there that you don't like.
Yeah.
And so people say, oh, I don't like that you put Casey Neistat in here. Or, I don't like that you put, what's her face with the crazy lipstick in here. Or I don't know.
Why is Ninja in this? Ninja's he's mostly a Twitch guy. Whatever, dude. This is the level. This is the part of the new media stuff.
You don't have to watch it.
Yeah, no, you're right. I don't, and I'm not gonna, because I hate this stuff so bad.
It's really cringy. I could not make it through it.
All right, is PewDiePie in there? Is he in there someplace?
No, and I think that was a big issue, is that people were expecting PewDiePie to be in there.
He's in trouble again, though. He's like promoting like alt-right, like fascist stuff. Like he's being weird, so they don't want that on there. See, this is the problem, YouTube. You probably shouldn't be in the business of doing this. You should just let those channels exist, build their audiences, do their thing. Don't go showcasing stuff. Just stay out of it. Just go, back off. We don't need a year-end thing. Just show Gundam style again, or do something else.
PewDiePie apparently did a video lambasting this thing because he wasn't invited to be part of it. And it also sucks.
Oh, boo freaking who, PewDiePie. And look, we're in a people worship time, and I don't like it. I'm gonna old man on this one. Don't like it one bit. Makes me feel gross.
Yeah.
You didn't feature me. Plus it sucked. F off. I don't care.
Nothing turns me off faster than the phrase YouTube sensation.
Yeah. I don't even like when somebody says, Scott, what does it feel like to have a successful podcasting thing? Or I don't even like any of that kind of talk.
Yeah, podcast sensation kind of also rubs me the wrong way.
We're just people. We're just people, you guys. Right. Everybody's people, including PewDiePie. He takes a poop every day just like the rest of us.
He is people. He is people.
He is people. If he doesn't take a poop every day like the rest of us, he should get that checked. You're supposed to have at least one poop a day, is my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I have to fix some volume stuff because I had to change it for Jury.
Oh, okay.
It turns out he was a little quiet, and I just never corrected him. Which means I turned you down, but now I'm turning you back up. Ah, yeah, Brian's
back. By the way,
back.
podcasts are back, by the way. I don't know if you heard this, but podcasts are back.
Well, thanks, Serial. You've done it. All right, we're going to do one more thing before we get out of here. We're going to celebrate who we are and what we are. And by the way, we're nothing without the community, and that's the thing I think some of these YouTubers forget.
Mm-hmm.
Community's everything. You're not special, dude. You're not a little snowflake. Okay, mainly you got lucky. Some of you, it was all about timing, and that's great. Good job. Try to stay humble. Okay, that's all we're asking. Here's the deal. We got a mashup from 1607 to 1610, and it's called "Windy with an Eye." And I don't know what any of this means, except it's a mashup, and Jamie always delivers, so I'm sure it's going to be good. So here it is. Check it out. Listen. Okay, all right.
You know, just this. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Y'all listening to the morning stream.
Oh, Andrew, thanks for coming to the Thanksgiving, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to get you up on stage now and I hear you do some singing. This actually tastes better than the usual brownies we get.
These aren't bad. What's in this?
Human remains.
Caribbean meal.
It's the same as most other meals.
So sorry. I'm so sorry. It's not real to me anymore. I'm watching Real Housewives. That's real to me.
That's real to me. Y'all have a cheeseburger. Yeah. Give me a combo.
Got you past the salt.
All right, now here's how you take goat semen and mix it with a little bit of milk, and next thing you know, you got a perfect mask for your facial deal in the morning. Take this sponge cake and put it down.
Soggy bottom and it turned around.
Just slurped right out of his mom.
Did you get an IUD?
I got one right now. I have one way up my uterus right this second. Beep, boop, boop. I see a breast. Delete. Yeah, too much skin.
Try and be on top of it when the cat takes a dump. Maybe you'll phrase that a different way. Try and...
It's too dangerous outside. Here's my penis.
Tap, 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 tap. Shit.
I saw Mom playing hide the sausage with Santa Claus. Everyone says it's windy. Let's see.
Sitting on her crack addict boyfriend. Everyone knows it's windy.
That's great.
Windy has table legs that she uses to beat. All right, yeah, it's getting worse. It's really, yeah. We're making it worse.
It's funny though. That was good. That was a good one. That was really good.
Take that, Twitch. That's our own music.
Yeah, we made that up. Well, I think it's Nintendo music, but sure, why not?
Oh, no, I was talking about all the stuff we were singing.
Oh, okay. There you have it. Good mashup as always, Jamie. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. It's going to do it for the show. Hey, look, everybody. You heard that and you went, man, I sure wish I could throw $1 at that, just like as a stripper up on a pole. I just want to go rah and throw money at it and stick it down its G-string. Well, you can do it. Head on over to patreon.com/TMS and support us today. You can find everything else you need over at frogpants.com/TMS or just frogpants.com. You'll find it all there. It's all right there. And I think that's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow.
Be a patron and let us table dance for you. And we'll go back into the VIP room with you even.
Yeah, let us work your pole. Wait.
Oh, jeez.
That's not what I meant to say.
I skated up to the edge, Scott.
Yeah. I couldn't stop because I'm a bad skater. I went right over the top. We're going to get out of here with a musical treatment provided by Brian Emerson Ibbett. Will you please do it?
Brian Emerson Ibbett.
Ibbett.
Mike Haley wrote in, said, Sleigh and bells. December holds my wife's favorite time of the year. She can and does listen to Christmas music year-round and can't wait to put up the decorations every year. Her mom's birthday is also at the end of the month, and she sadly passed away a few years ago. I would like to request a song for my lovely wife that is both Christmas and her mom's favorite song. Christmas and her mom's. Okay, I gotcha.
Sure.
Lois, you are my rock. I love you. Signed, Mike Haley, Taffy Guy. Frequent requesters, the Haleys, which is fine with me. Whenever there's a spot and you guys have a request, you guys are getting in because you always have warm taffy in your pockets. This is a cover of the song "Little Drummer Boy." One of the songs we didn't bring up. Drummer's the worst part of every band, and that's offensive to musicians.
Of course.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding. This is a band called For King and Country. It is their rock cover of Little Drummer Boy.
Here it is. Come back tomorrow for Wednesday shenanigans. It should be fun. We'll see you then. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com. All right, that was a successful program.